If you do something extra that you've never done before, you may reach something that you haven't reached before. What I'm trying to tell you is that having a house, if you feel like buying now, that's why realtors will always answer you, this is the best time to buy, because anytime you feel like you want to buy, you know how much money you have. Go. Life is so short. Enjoy your life, enjoy your income, enjoy your family in a good house. I'm very active, and sometimes my husband will say it's so hard to follow your energy, It's hard, Malou. And I was like, but I like it hard.
Welcome to the Paco's Place podcast.
And the podcast will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, again, live at Paco's Place. Big round of applause. Miss Malou Toler.
Hello. How are you guys doing? Thank you for having me.
Naks.
Again.
Anong bago?
A lot.
Okay.
A lot.
Since the last time you were here, which was about 2 years ago,
Yeah.
right? A lot has
Yeah.
changed. We were kind of going out of the pandemic that time. Now,
I think we were still in pandemic.
oh my God, we were.
We were still in
Mike,
pandemic.
were we still in the pandemic when Malou was here?
Yeah, I promise you.
Wow.
Because I was positive. Ang aga ko.
Classic riot to.
Oh, diba? Dapat ganun, entertaining tayo kahit ano.
So anong bago sa ROCKSTAR?
ROCKSTAR's, I got this ROCKSTAR's Foundation that I'm very busy, and I'm really happy to be helping these kids and doing shows for a cause.
Right.
And I'm so happy too that I have some people that are very supportive of my mission. I'm really serious about it, and God is so good to me.
Amen.
He is so good to me.
Pag-usapan natin ikaw, your outlook in life, and your grandkids. Because as a grandma, I'm imagining what it's like to have you as a grandma.
It's so funny. They think I'm a playmate. When my grandkids see, every morning she sees me like that. It's true. She thinks I'm her playmate.
What time do you wake up?
6:30.
So how? Okay, let's play a game, since we have a fact checker.
Yes.
Are you quiet when you wake up, or are you loud when you wake up?
I'm never quiet.
Is it true?
Paco, what kind of question is that?
Like you're like, hello!
He always say, I'm asleep, I'm very active, and sometimes my husband will say it's so hard to follow your energy, It's hard, Malou. And I was like, but I like it hard. There's a lot of things that are hard, but that hard is I like. You work hard. And
Okay.
Don't be confused, guys.
Okay. Where do you get the energy?
I don't know. One time, someone asked me, "Do you take cocaine?" I said, "No, but that's a good idea."
Can you imagine?
Maybe I can close more deals.
Let's talk about deals. You
Yeah.
sell houses.
Yes.
How is the housing market now in 2024?
Housing market right now is really changed a lot, but it's very challenging, especially for good realtors. Because if you're really in that business, you're there. Of course, you want to make money, but you're there to deliver the dreams of these families, and you have to fight for it. Like if there's something wrong with the house, you gotta tell them. You gotta be honest, Because at the end of the day, if something happened to them and you're not honest, who will be blamed? Something happened to the house, right? So The only thing that is very challenging too is the interest rate.
Explain that.
Interest rates is fluctuating a lot.
Let's because we have our audience in the Philippines about to migrate to the States. We have audience in the Philippines who are wanting to invest in real estate
Yes.
in the States.
Yes.
And then we have our audience here in the States looking to buy a house for the first time. The interest rate, because a lot of people will say, buy now, interest rates are low. Buy now, or don't buy now, interest rates are high. But you'll hear it, people will say, the best time to buy a house is always now.
You know, it always depends on how you look at your income.
Okay.
If you're renting, you have no tax shelter. Everything you pay for the rent goes to the trash. You have no protection. You have no tax shelter. If ever you need money later on, you don't have a bank. You have no house. You put your money, what you work for every month. You pay the mortgage. That mortgage is your own bank. So anytime you want to open a business, you can borrow from it. It's a win-win situation.
So why are people like Grant Cardone saying, don't buy a house if you're going to live in it because it's not a good investment?
You know, the problem is this. If you have a big family and you have kids, you have grandkids, you want them to have a good place, right? And if you're doing investment, you can do investment, but you have to start with your family. How will you learn to invest if you don't buy your own? That's my only view on that. You cannot just invest not knowing where you're putting your money, and the location. Location is very important. But
What if you can't afford the location that you want?
for example, if you are like me, I cannot afford Beverly Hills.
I'm going to the reason why we're talking this way, guys, I'm really just going to throw all these questions.
Yes.
All these questions at you. You're supposed to answer all of these questions.
Yes, of
Okay, good.
course.
What if I can't afford the location I want?
Well, for example, me, I want to live in Pacific Palisades.
Palisades or Malibu.
But I cannot afford that, right? But if you start like a stepping stone and you know you're going to make money on this house, little by little, you don't know later on you're in your dream location.
Oh, so your first house may not be your dream
It's
house.
not your dream house. It's your step. I call it your stepping stone. Once you get into the mortgage and you understand the process of it, you will understand, oh, it's my investment too. It's an investment too. I don't believe that it's not your investment, because what money you put there, later on you can borrow it. And you don't need to borrow if you don't need it, but if
Right.
you want to sell it and then buy a bigger house,
There might be equity.
there will always be
There will
equity
always
in
be
LA.
equity in LA. Okay.
Yes, yes.
So let's go back to interest rate.
Interest rate, I tell you, you date the rates, you marry the house.
Oh, okay. Explain that. That's a nice.
You marry the
statement.
house, you date the rate, because the interest rate, you can always refinance. Yes, you can always refinance, and then you can always, but if you really, really like this house, but the rate is 6%, right? You bought the house. After you bought the house, the interest rate went down to 4.99. You will refinance.
You know what? Okay. On that note, is it better to buy at a higher interest rate as opposed to a lower interest rate? And the reason why I ask this is because based on what you just said, if I buy a house at a high interest rate, I will have less competition on the house because the house will probably be at fair market value, whatever that means.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
Plus the fact that I still have that play, the interest rate can go low, which means it'll increase my chances to refinance as opposed to getting a house at probably 3% or 2.9%.
Yeah.
And then there's no more room for it to...
To go down.
Am I making sense?
Yeah, you're making sense. But for example, you have a 3% interest, but it's only good for 10 years.
Oh. So it's not fixed for
It's
like
not
20
fixed.
or 30?
No, there's no such
No such thing.
no such thing, because the 3% started from when it crashed from the loan
So
mortgage.
is that still an arm?
It's still an arm, but
Adjustable
an arm
rate
like
mortgage to-
5%, and also the loan that you didn't pay before,
Yeah.
it will be added later on the years that you need to. If it's 30 years, it will become 32, 33. So it's the loan is not really a problem.
What's the problem normally?
The problem normally is
The down payment? No.
no, the interest rate
Is always
the problem. Okay, but now there's a lot of grants that you can use to buy down your interest rate. You have to take advantage.
Time
of
out. This
that.
conversation that we're having, are people going to be able to, if I put the link in the description, are they going to be able to reach you?
Yeah, anytime.
Okay, good. Okay, let's talk about about that grant, talk about that.
Yeah,
Okay.
the grant is really the one that I'm offering to my first-time home buyers, because the $20,000 is given to you. You don't need to pay it. You can use it to lower down your interest rate, buy it down, or you can use it for closing cost or anything that needs to be repaired in the house. So that you don't need to pay for that.
That's existing right now.
Right now.
November of 2024.
2024. It's still available, but these funds will run out.
How do you qualify?
You have to qualify your
How?
income. You have to call me. You have to call me first.
I love it.
That's the first step.
Okay. So call you,
Yes.
and then you're going to assess the person if the person qualifies.
Yes, I'm gonna, and I will, if you are not qualified right now, I will help you to be qualified in
Is there
6 months.
is there any minimum requirement that they need to bear in mind before calling you? Like a while ago, you mentioned one of you should not have
There's an income bracket.
There's an income
bracket. If you're making this is created for people who doesn't really make so much money, but
Why are you looking
deserve
at me?
to be.
Why are you looking at me? Huh? Do I look like
No,
someone?
I'm looking at them. Okay, I look at him. Sorry, honey. I love
Okay.
you.
Go.
So what I'm trying to tell you is that having a house, if you feel like buying now, that's why realtors will always answer you, this is the best time to buy, because anytime you feel like you want to buy, you know how much money you have. Go. Because life is so short. Enjoy your life, enjoy your income, enjoy your family in a good house.
Let's talk about realtor. What makes you say you're a good realtor?
Because I'm honest. I'm not rich. Right? Right, guys?
What should you look out for?
Realtors? For
With regard
realtors?
to that, yeah.
Well, it's so...
Ako napaso ako eh.
I know. I heard.
I told you, di ba?
Ayan ang nakukuha mo.
Hindi, sa realtor. Baka ibang paso ang naiisip mo.
I mean, look, there are so many realtors.
Yeah.
And they will say they've been in the business for a long time.
How long have you been in the business?
22.
Nice.
I was 6 years old.
Okay, go.
22. Yeah, a lot of realtors will say, I've been in business for 30 years, but they're not updated.
Right.
They don't know what's like right now when they changed a lot of things last July. I felt like I'm just a new realtor. Everything is different, everything. When you're making an offer, by the time you finish making an offer, the house is sold. Yes. That's how much papers I need to print. So, but changes, we don't have to be scared of changes, because it's good for our brain. It's good for our body. You cannot just do the same thing every day of your life.
So what makes a good realtor? Because like not everybody will be able to go to you, right?
Yeah.
They might be in a different state or whatever, but what are the red flags to avoid?
When you ask questions to the realtors and they tell you, I don't know. Or you can call this person. Because like me, I know the loans. I study. I learned how to do the loans. Even I'm not allowed to do it, at least I understand the
Yes.
papers that is in front of me. Because when they're signing loan docs, they're not listening to the mortgage people. They're looking at the realtors. You know, whatever the mortgage people are saying, they will still call me. Is this right? You know, it's
And that's where your honesty comes in.
the trust.
Yes.
Yeah. I have clients that's been with me for 22 years. And guess what? They don't speak English, but they made money. You don't need to speak English. They made money. They're still making money. They bought units from me. I found all the units for them.
See, these people are buying investment properties. So,
But you have to start from your own house.
okay.
You know, not a lot of people are business people. They will get 4 units. They live in one, so it's owner occupied.
Like that's a quadruplex. no?
Yes. So you're not paying mortgage. You're collecting it from your tenants, right? So when your tenants also, you need to also check the backgrounds. So it's not easy to be an investor. You know.
The way you're talking to me about real estate, I can sense the passion, no? And you make it sound very, very exciting.
Yes, it is really exciting.
22 years and you still have this excitement. Why?
Because I'm helping people. I think I have addiction to that.
To helping people.
To help people, yeah. When I'm singing for the old people, I'm happy. I'm so happy. And I'm singing for the children too. I'm so happy.
Guys, ang pick-up line ni Malou when we first met was, you wanna buy a house? You're Paco, right? Yes. I'm Malou. You wanna buy a house?
Sa Noipits.
Noipits. The original Noipits. So, my God.
I remember that night I was with my husband, my current one.
Okay, let's talk about singing. You said singing. You've been successfully able to. You've successfully. Anong English non, Mike? You have successfully melded.
We have a coach here.
Buti lang andyan yung aking English as a second language coach ko. So, you've been successful in melding real estate and entertainment.
Yes.
And during your first podcast, you mentioned that your audience are your clients. Your clients are your audience. And sometimes you're able to mix and match.
yeah.
You've done something that really makes you a rock star because, again, it's subjective, but to the people that you've helped, you are really a rock star, right?
Yeah.
And that your passion is all about helping. Share with our audience how they can maximize their talent in music to the other things they want to do in life because you've been successful at that.
Yeah, but you know, when you're a musician, you have passion. You want to sing. God gave you that gift, right? Use it. Give it back to Him by helping other people. Because if you do that, God will help us too. Because anything that I'm doing, I didn't know that I'm able to do it. But I'm always praying, God, you put me here. I need you here. You know, I always do that.
So how do you deal with anxiety? Like that's because that's a leap of faith when you say,
Yeah.
God, you put me here, right? Help me. Because you don't know, there is uncertainty when you say that.
Yeah.
And anxiety comes with
Yes,
uncertainty,
yes,
right?
yes.
And your prayer and your faith in God
Yes.
helps you erase the anxiety. But the strength of your faith, where does it come from?
I think I trust Him so much that He will not let me down. Every time I do something really hard, I went through a lot of shows that are impossible. It was really impossible. I had a very high anxiety one time.
Share
Yes,
that.
I really did. Like, you know, I'm supposed to be having a co-producer, and it wasn't
Who's the artist?
Me.
Oh, okay.
No, there was a lot of musicians there, but when you accept a job or something, you need to deliver. You agreed to be a producer. You want to learn to be a producer, and then left you hanging 4 days before the show. How would you feel?
Abandoned.
And
Of
you're
course, right?
performing too.
So your mind is now split into the production side and
Yes.
the artistic side.
Yes,
How did you overcome that conflict?
It was successful.
Yeah, but how did it become a success?
Because you have to do it. There's nobody who's gonna do it.
Right.
So
But what was going through your head?
I didn't look at the negative side. I
How
look
do
at
you-
the positive
how
side.
do you do that?
I laugh. I make a joke, like, okay, you don't want to come here. I call another one. Right? You cannot be having an attitude during the process.
Amen.
Because it will just create another problem. Like Freddie Aguilar show.
Thank you, by the way. Shout out to you and to Imelda for actually bringing Ka Freddy here to the
Yes.
podcast. Wow, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you too for inviting me. We had a good time that day.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Finally, Imelda is reunited with her dress. Anyway,
Since August.
since August.
She didn't even look for it.
We were gonna auction it. Anyway, explain that, the Freddie Aguilar show.
Freddie Aguilar show, it was like a chaos. Of course, Imelda has to do something. I have
Yeah.
to do something. Carl was running all over the place. And people are trying to talk to me. Normally, I say, hold on, I'm talking to her, But me, I change a lot with running a production. Like, excuse me, give me 5 minutes and you will get my attention 100%. Just 5 minutes.
Yes.
Normally, I don't do that. But that's how you handle a production. That's why I like doing the production. It's exciting. It's very anything that is challenging and then you overcome it. It's like, wow, I did it. I did everything for that show. The music,
I know.
the choreo. Not only Freddie Aguilar, the one I'm telling you that I was left hanging.
Yeah.
I did everything. The set list, the band, and then the arrangement and the promotion. Can you believe it? And I'm one of the entertainers. And I
Wow.
have to memorize songs. That's one thing I want to ask you. What do you think about people? They do a show. They charge, but they don't memorize the songs.
I don't like it.
That's why I want to ask you.
However, because of age,
I saw.
I mean it's a mental thing.
Disability?
No, it's a mental disadvantage too.
What I think, I don't know if I'm wrong, but don't quote me on this. But what I think, if you keep on not memorizing, the more you cannot memorize.
It's true.
You have to do that. It's good for your brain,
I mean, repetition is the master of skills.
Yes.
So
Even me, I'm not young.
Yeah.
I'm not so old. But I memorize my songs.
well, there are people who are good at memorizing. Like I'm very good at memorizing.
Yeah.
That's why we don't have a script.
Yes.
I can pick up from other episodes. But there are people who suck at remembering names. If they can't remember names, there you go, Miguel's. If you can't remember a name, how can you remember
The songs.
the song?
Yes, but this is
Right?
But this is your career.
And so is remembering names because those are the people who might help you
Yes.
in the future, right?
I'm good at memorizing names. I'm good at mentioning their names when
Yeah.
I'm doing show because they
And
feel
look
good.
at you. Like, aren't we impressed with each other? We remember
Yeah.
the first line we said to each other when we met
Yes.
and where we
Where
met.
we were.
Not everybody is like that.
Yeah. I remember that because I was staying in Hilton in Glendale. And
There you go.
Across the street.
Michael Abad, our producer, he's the same as us.
Yeah.
He remembers stuff. But there was a time when he didn't. 'Cause Remember when you were asking me Dennis' name like 10 times? Like, what's his name again? I'm like, really, Michael? He's that insignificant. But after 10 attempts, he was able to.
That's cool. See, that's how I'm trying.
Repetition.
Yes, that's what. The more you don't
Mike,
memorize,
Mike.
the more you don't memorize it, the more you're so relaxed that
Yeah.
you're only reading it, but you cannot really express. You cannot really tell the whole story of the song because you're reading it.
I agree. But when you're in a show band, when you have to continually memorize songs, and this is where I feel for the vocalist. You know, when you memorize song, it's easy to memorize a standard, because if it's a standard, it will never grow old.
Yeah.
But when you're memorizing a fad, by the time you memorize that song,
Luma na. It's older.
it's old already, right?
Yes, but it's okay to have it there, but glance it.
Glance.
No, but
It's supposed to be a crutch.
yeah,
You're not-
it's
or is
just
it
a
supposed
crutch,
to be a
like a
crutch or-
guide,
Yeah.
guide only,
Yeah.
But like some places like Troubadour,
No.
Viper Room, House of Blues, they don't like
But they
that.
do have teleprompters, huh?
No, they don't.
They don't.
Want that. Even in the cruise now,
Yeah.
I sang in the cruise. They don't like that.
When was the last time you did the cruise?
2016.
Me 1996. 90,
Really?
No, 95.
It was fun.
I did a cruise.
Yeah.
A Geneva cruise. Kala mo, ha?
Ako rin, darling. Ako rin.
Na one time ko siya, guys.
Kilala ko yun, ha? Hi, Geneva.
So, okay. So how was the cruise? How was the cruise gig?
It was fun. It was fun, but
How long were you on the ship?
2.5 months.
2.5 months. Did you have cabin fever? No.
No,
Yes?
no. My father was a captain of the ship too.
Oh my God.
So everyone is like, they don't know I'm just drunk. Because you're not allowed to be drunk. So when the ship is, I'm walking like that. Are you dizzy? No, quiet. I'm just drunk.
Okay, so you did the cruise. What else have you done?
I traveled all over Asia. I went to Qatar. I went to Hawaii. I went to New Zealand. I went to Korea. I went to a lot of places. I went to Turkey when I was like 19 years old, 8 years ago. Okay, it's going up. Huh? It's going up. But the best place that I've ever been is in Bali, Indonesia. The people there are very, very nice.
By the beach? Were you by the beach?
Yes, and I'm one of them.
By the beach. Tapusin na natin doon.
By the beach, and like it was really a very good experience, and I know I am blessed to have been in different places and met a lot of people
Yeah.
and learned their languages. It's when I think about it, like, okay, if I think about it, how did I get here? Like I was 14 years old. I didn't know what's going on.
I'm gonna digress. I'm gonna move away from this topic because something came to mind which is very important nowadays. And be honest, when you perform at one of the local bars here, including the foundation room of the
House of Blues.
House of Blues, do you feel it with people?
What do you mean?
Do people watch your show?
Yeah, they do.
Like if you do a Neupitz gig or one of those gigs, do they watch your shows?
They watch my shows.
How important is it?
To get their attention.
No. How important is it for an artist to draw a crowd?
It is really very important. Like,
The reason why I ask this is because there are other artists when they get hired to play at one of the local joints, like let's say a Bamboo Bistro or a Noy Pits,
Yes.
right? Or what else is there? Euphoria, Tito's, all those stuff. Is it the responsibility of the artist
Yeah, that's a good question.
to bring in a crowd? Or is it the responsibility of the venue to present a crowd to the artist? Second question, follow-up question. Is the band actually called an artist or are they just called a band? Oh my God, those are...
It depends. Okay, the first question was what?
The first question, is the band required to draw a crowd or are they just required to perform?
Okay, what is the band for? The first question. What is the band for? It should be a service for the people eating, right? It's just like a call to come here and eat because I have a band here.
Okay, that's kind of conflicting. I don't know, Michael, if you caught it, or Imelda, if you caught it, huh? Malou said, what is the purpose of the band? To service the people eating. So if you say that, we're assuming people are already eating.
Yeah.
Like at
Yeah.
Jerry's Grill.
Yeah, they're already there.
They're already there.
Yes.
The band is not required.
Yeah,
To
they're
bring
not
people.
required. Right. They're standing in line outside.
Not for the band.
Not for the band, for people to eat.
So question is it the requirement of the band to bring in a crowd or not?
The requirement of the restaurant or
The band.
The band? Okay, it takes two to tango. First of all, I think restaurants, if you have good food, people come.
Okay.
You don't have to. People will come. Barrio Fiesta, they come.
Yeah.
Max, they come. But for us musicians, just to be sure that you have your crowd there, because you don't want to sing in an empty room.
Why will the room be empty?
Because you didn't invite your people. yeah?
But you said that there is food.
That's the
That
problem.
people will go.
Yes, that is the problem of the restaurant, because sometimes the restaurants just depends on the band. The band, invite kayo but you don't need to say that. We're inviting people, you know. I'm always inviting people. I'm marketing. My husband, even I'm sitting down, lying down on the bed, he doesn't think that I'm lazy because he knows I'm doing something. I'll just stand up like, "Oop, I closed the deal."
So explain to me the two to tango. I mean, it's
Takes
not
two
that
to
it's not
tango.
that I don't know what it is. I just want to hear it from someone else.
Yeah, we have to work together. Any business that you go to, you have to work together. You're the salesman, I'm the customer. We work together. Yeah, you're the owner of the restaurant, I'm the band. Let's work together. How do we promote it? You know,
What's the compensation supposed to be like?
more than what they're getting.
Right? Because there's that other component.
Look, inflation is
without
here.
without even talking about how much
How
the
much?
bands
You
are,
don't have to talk about, but they deserve more.
because they're not getting more. Yes.
They're not getting more, and sometimes they don't pay them on time. You know, I help the owners too. I do. I help them. Like, okay, can I do this? Can I do this on my gig? You know, so I can invite more people. Okay, but can you give this? You know, I'm gonna bring cakes. You know, like make it a big deal if you're doing.
So in
a
other
show.
words, you're not gonna get the minimum payment from the venue. You're gonna cut a deal with them, but you are what do
Helping
you are
promote
ready.
them.
You
Yeah.
are okay.
Yeah, it's even we're the band, we have to help the restaurants too. So if the restaurant make money later on, if they have a good heart, they'll give you more money. If you're drawing more people, they give you more money.
Does it have to be based on a good heart or an agreement?
Agreement. An agreement. Yeah, heart will change, you know,
Uh-huh.
right? But the problem is, that's why I don't wanna open my own restaurant anymore, because I'm gonna pay my band the one that they deserve. It's not enough what they're giving. If I know they're in their mind, they know it's not enough.
But what if, in fairness naman, no, to both sides, what if the venue only made $2,000 for that night, because the band wasn't able to invite people.
But the agreement is you're gonna pay them.
You're gonna pay them.
Yeah, the agreement is you're
No,
gonna.
no,
there's no.
we're still talking about the minimum payment.
Yes.
The minimum payment, which is very low.
Yes.
But if the bar is making $2,000 for that night, and let's assume that it's $500 that they're paying
Yeah.
the band,
Yeah.
which is very low, right?
Yeah.
So now the bar is left with $1,500
For that night.
for that night.
Yeah. What about the rest of the nights?
Another band will show up for another.
Yeah. There's
year.
there's still income for them.
But how
there
much
is
income in terms of?
If they're open from lunch or breakfast
Oh,
to
which means they have to pay their staff.
Yeah, yeah, but they're still
So how much does a
Making
regular
money.
how much does a regular worker make at a bar? Again, I don't know.
I don't know.
Minimum wage, $20
Yeah.
bucks. So
I know that the what's that in and out they get $20 an
well,
hour.
let's assume it's $20 or maybe $18. I don't know. $20 just to round it up, no? 8 hours of work.
Yeah,
So that's $160. How many staff?
every day.
Every day. How many staff?
Yeah, but our restaurants always have only 2 or 3 waiters,
No.
right? Oh, you're saying the big ones.
No,
I
no,
mean,
no. Let's look at the local ones.
yeah.
Right.
There's only 3.
Not at Jerry's Grill.
It's always packed. It's always packed.
Okay, yeah,
Lunchtime,
What
dinner
else is there?
time.
Tito's, Noi Pits, Euphoria. You think they only have 3 servers?
Well, it depends because one time I went to one of them and there was only 2. Saturday. Yes,
How many people? Puno?
almost.
Almost packed. Yeah. See,
And the owner is cooking.
oh, how do you reconcile that? In your opinion,
Yeah.
if you were to bridge the gap,
You try to communicate with the owner. Like, hey, I'm gonna have a big crowd this weekend. Just letting you know so we can give them good service so they come back. Because the only problem of our restaurants are always the service. It's always the service.
like when you play at a restaurant or one of these places, do you pay yourself or do you get paid by the venue?
I get paid by the venue.
Also, that's a typical payment lang unless you ask for more, diba?
I'm asking for more.
And there you go.
Yeah.
Which means you have to ask for more.
Yes.
But if you're asking for more, you have to deliver more.
Exactly.
And this is what I keep telling my fellow musicians.
Yes.
You cannot complain to make more than the bare minimum if you're not willing to put out more than the bare minimum.
Yes. And a lot of musicians are like, like they say that, oh, we're just here to play.
Then
Then play in an empty room.
right?
It's so fun to have a big crowd, like, the feeling
Yeah,
of it,
yeah.
right? And me, I'm still going to do the same thing what I'm doing, even if it's half of crowd, because you'll never know who's watching.
Yes.
Right? But the good thing there, if you did a good job in that half of the crowd, the next one they will come back with more.
Because of word of mouth.
Yes. That's what I think. I don't know if I'm right, but so far my formula is working,
Right.
And social media, you got to invite them. You have to invite them personally. That's what they like.
That's a personal touch, right?
That's just like being a realtor. If you call me, I answer it. And I don't say, okay, talk to my assistant.
You know that's very, very true, and I will commend you on that one, because when Michael and I were having an issue with bringing Ka Freddy here, a simple phone call to you,
Yeah.
confirmed with Imelda, like
Yeah.
we were able to make it happen, just like that. Yes.
Right? It's very, like they said, I'm easy to be approached. It is true. If I can help you, I will help you.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Okay. What would you advise these musicians who in their mind keep saying, "I just want to play"?
Then play. Play in your house, play in your garage, so you don't have stress.
So is it safe to say you are putting a different definition between performance and playing.
Yes, it's different. You know, it's true, right? You can play in your living room. I play in my living room.
But when you say perform,
It's in front of a crowd.
which means you have to bring a crowd.
Yes. Everywhere you go, mainstream, Filipino community, Vietnamese community, that is still the requirement. So it's not a new thing. It's been going on for a long time. But, you know, some musicians, because they're being paid anyway, and this is not their bread and butter. But how about the young people now that wants to be a musician?
Right.
You know, what do they think if they see us doing this? You know, like, what's left for them? We have to guide these musicians to continue what we prepared for them, but then we messed it up because we're accepting every payment that our instrument is so expensive.
Right.
Our everything that we have in music is so expensive. By the time you wake up in the morning during the gig, you're already working. You're fixing yourself, making sure your moves are okay, your guitars are clean. You're already working. Right?
That's true.
That's the thing that is fun to be a musician. You know, you can do your own thing, you can be yourself, but you have to promote your show.
Could it be one of the reasons why musicians, local musicians, don't promote is because they have day jobs and they don't see the need to promote because win or lose, they just want to play. As opposed to if we go mainstream, like Mike and I were friends with musicians who are not Filipinos and even Filipino musicians who don't have day jobs. You know, right, Mike? Their mindset is like what you just said. I'm taking this seriously. I'm not going to take less than
Yes,
X
yes.
because this is my livelihood.
Yes, it's your bread and butter. You know, when you wake up in the morning, first thing you do, clean your instruments.
But how can you compete with the hobbyists who are actually in the same lane as the professional musicians?
I know how to treat them. I know how to treat them. You know, like most of my bands, they have a day job. I'm very, very, very respectful of them. I text them during their breaks.
Okay.
You know, and then after 5 o'clock, I tell them these are the songs, these are the keys. You have any questions about the set list? Please contact me anytime. That's how I work with them. I got my band for 13 years.
So you don't mind them having day jobs?
No, they will do everything to be there. That's the good thing with my band. They will do their best to be there. And even if I have to call them at 11 o'clock in the evening to rehearse, they're there.
Galing.
Right, Imelda? We rehearsed last time. After our interview, 11 o'clock, I was in the studio.
Wow.
Because I'm producing and you forgot, I'm also performing.
Paying musicians. How do you pay musicians? Or how should a musician charge for their service?
You know, that's the only thing I'm sad about, because if I'm a band member, I used to be a bass player, right?
Yeah.
So I will always say, I don't care what you give me, just to make sure that we are even.
Okay.
We get paid even, right? As much as I want to do that, as you know how much they pay, and some musicians will charge you so much, but you need that. You know, you want to sound good, whatever it takes. So you give it. I have to give it. But the good thing is I have sponsors, I have tips, you know.
So let's talk about, as a musician, how would you advise the musicians watching? How would you advise them with regard to their pay rate? Because look at you. If a musician asks you for X amount of dollars, if you believe in that musician, what did you just say? I'll give it.
Yeah.
But they have to ask.
Yes. Everywhere you go. If you don't ask, you don't get it.
But Filipinos are not really accustomed to asking.
Yeah.
They will take whatever you give them and then they will talk behind your back. Unfortunately.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Barat. Di ba?
don't accept it if it's against your will. You don't accept.
But how would you? I'm asking you to advise them.
I've already declined some offers. Like you have to keep your standard. You know yourself. You know your skill. You know that you can make these people happy. So you have to know what you are worth for. That's my thing. But if it's like, let's say it's fundraising, and you like the mission, the cause of that, even I don't get paid, I'll be
Right.
there. But it will come back to you
Yes.
tenfolds. I promise you, tenfolds. Like, did you see me doing fashion show? You didn't see me walk?
No.
I walked.
Oh my God.
I did. And when they gave me the outfit, like, I'm gonna wear this. I'm telling you,
Oh,
man.
I think I saw that on social media.
Yes, I was walking so proud. I looked like I was, when I watch it, my God, I look naked. My husband keep on saying, "You look cute, man."
Okay.
That's why I mentioned
Yes.
that. Why I mentioned that is that you go beyond what you can do. Sometimes you always say like, "Oh, I'm just like this," but most of the time, if you do something extra that you've never done before, you may reach something that you haven't reached before.
Ooh, say that again.
Diba? If you try to do something that's
You have it,
beyond
yeah.
of you never did before, you might reach something that you never been before. That's my. So every time I challenge myself, I do challenge myself. When I play the guitar, sometimes they say, "Don't play the guitar. You can just sing." No. I play the guitar here. I fight for, go fight for what you want. If you think you can deliver,
Okay, that's good. Go fight for what you want if you think you can deliver.
Yes. What does rockstar means for you?
That's a conviction. You have to have conviction.
Yes.
I mean, before people call you a rock star, your mindset has to be rock star already.
Probably. But my thing is, the reason they call me rock star in the real estate is I always deliver,
Yeah.
Like
That's right. Because you have to have conviction. Otherwise, you can't deliver.
you can deliver, and you're not gonna
You have to
call
believe.
rockstar.
You like in real estate, you have to believe in yourself that you can
Close
actually
it.
close the deal. Same thing with if they say don't hold the guitar, just say no. I'll hold the guitar and I'll sing.
I'll
And you have to
sing.
deliver on that.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're not a rock star. You
And
have
you-
to be able to.
You have to prove to your band too that you can deliver that.
Yeah. And it comes with a certain amount of confidence.
Yes.
Self-confidence.
Sometimes I have too much of it.
And that's okay. That's okay because my thing is, if you can back it up,
Yeah.
why not?
And one more thing, singers, a lot of singers right now, it's very competitive,
Oh.
right? So we are not better than the others. We are just unique in different ways. So I hope that I can tell these singers right now that you're not better than the others.
So don't compete with them.
Don't compete, because competition doesn't work. Collaboration always works.
Amen. Speaking of collaboration, before we land
Spell
this.
mo nga yun.
Partnership na lang. Speaking of that collaboration, no, what's that flyer for?
Oh, my friend Imelda Bosing
Okay,
is having.
Wait. Point that here. Let's take a video of. I'll take a video of that one. Huh? Okay, go.
Imelda Bosing, one of the rock stars in LA, is having a birthday show.
Don't move it. Don't move it. Again. Go. Don't move
This
it.
is a very hard thing to do.
I know.
Okay, game.
Okay, go.
Imelda Bosing is having a birthday show on November 22. She's turning 18
Okay.
in showbiz. And we would like to invite you to come and support and greet our special lady, Imelda Bosing, on November 22 at the Scientology of the Valley in Burbank. please support us because this is produced by the Rockstars Foundation, and it's for a cause, and it will go to Autism Speaks.
I like it.
Right?
With regard to Imelda Bossing, let's talk about her since she's not here. No, just kidding.
Yeah, I like to talk about other people.
Let's be okay. Like you guys have this relaxed partnership. I will say relaxed partnership.
Wala away.
And even when things seem to be going wrong,
Yeah.
it's like okay lang.
Yeah.
Kerry, how did you establish that kind of relationship?
Well, Freddie Aguilar was our first production together. So I talked to her like, it wasn't perfect, but it was fun. It was a good show. But there are weak links on every department.
Of course.
So let's try it's about communication. And I don't create networking like I call other people. This Imelda. I don't. I just talk to her.
Straight. Yeah.
Everywhere I go, if I'm mad at somebody, I call them straight. And look, I'm not networking here. I'm going straight to you.
Which is good, right? Ad hoc.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Because if you keep on talking to other people, it will not help the situation at all. It will just create
No, but
big
people
mess.
people think you're confrontational like that. But sometimes I think being confrontational
It's good.
is better than keeping it to yourself and then talking to someone else about it.
Behind their back. I don't do that.
I'd rather say to your face
Yes.
and then talk about
And
it behind
maybe
your
I
back.
can, and maybe you can change them, right?
Diba, parang ganito, I'll say it to your face and then I'll talk about
them
it
later.
But if it gets to you, I told you first.
Right. That's a good excuse. That's a good excuse. I will do that.
If it gets to you, it just got to you because you never changed.
There's a lot of things going on. Like social media is such, when I see negative things, I don't
Me also. I ignore
ignore it.
like even
Because you're
comments.
inviting it. You're inviting that negativity in your,
You know what,
in
on
your
that
life.
note, like I used to be affected by negative comments. Now, if you want to get my attention, write something positive.
Yeah.
I'll react to that.
Uh-huh.
If it's a negative comment, ignore.
Yeah.
So now you're out of place because I will engage all the positive comments.
Yeah. And they cannot come in now. That's what one thing I learned from Freddie Aguilar. I learned that production not only gave me the limelight or the exposure, but the wisdom.
Right.
I learned a lot from
So
Freddie.
let's land this. Advice for entrepreneurs in any field.
Be honest.
Oh my God.
It's a good practice. If you're honest, they can see it from your face. And at the end of the day, when you go home, you will know I lied to this guy. And you don't feel good about it. I never said I never lied. I lied a lot. That's why I changed a lot. And sometimes, like realtors or clients will call me, hey, is this property still available? But it's in a crappy neighborhood. You don't want to go there. I will just say, can you drive? Or I just say something, but it's not right. Go. Tell them the truth. Don't lie.
Are you telling the truth?
I always do.
Ladies and gentlemen, Malou Toler. We'll post the link in the description where you can get a hold of Malou. Imelda, happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Thank you, Carl, for being here. Michael Abad, our producer, our
Thank you,
artist relations manager. Thank you. And thank you very much to everybody who supported Paco's Place. Guys, road to 50,000 on its way. Please like, subscribe, and share this episode with your friends. A big round of applause, Miss Malou Toler.
Galing.
Fade to black.